Welcome to Nitty. My name is Mizan, and today I am delighted to have what I think is the ultimate daily driver, a BMW 335D xDrive in a touring as well. If you're looking for fuel economy, speed, practicality, I think this is the best thing out there on the market. I said in my mini review that if I could have a car that does everything for me, this would be at the top of my list. So how much do these go for? You can pick these up from as little as £13,000. That could be the saloon variant or the touring. And this is the flagship diesel engine, the 35D. There was no 340D, but we did get a 340i over the 335i. So when it came to the diesel, BMW didn't bother to develop the engine further or produce a new one anyway to replace it. So this is the best diesel engine you can get. It's also worth noting that there's a massive demand for fast wagons. BMW are now finally giving us a G81 M3 Touring. Up until now, people have been making their own M3 Tourings. Lots of people have been doing that. And if you aren't willing to do your own build or buy one that's been built, this and a 335i Touring or 340i Touring is the best thing that you can get. Now personally, I think I would go with the diesel purely because just look at the car. I think it just suits having a diesel over a petrol, considering what you might be using it for daily. You could chuck a dead body in the back, an IKEA flat pack furniture. I mean, possibilities are just endless, isn't it? That's why I love these. I also want to mention the fact that this car may not have an M badge at the back. It's not an M335D, but in today's standards, it actually is one. The current M340D is essentially this car. What BMW did is give it a 40 badge at the back instead of the 35, and it's got an M badge at the start. So really, this is the M-Lite of the diesel range. Let's now talk about performance. This car has got a 3-litre straight 6 with a twin turbo setup, and it produces 309 horsepower and 630 newton meters of torque. This car has got a stage 1 map on it, and it's roughly pushing 390 brake horsepower and 750 newton meters of torque. We've not got a dyno for that yet, so these are the estimated figures. Now it's worth noting that this car is a twin turbo car, and it's got one turbo that works on the low end of the rev range, and it's got a big turbo for the high end. That's why the power on this car is so strong, especially the torque. That's the advantage this car has over the 330D. The 330D has a twin scroll turbo, and funnily enough, the engine, the N57, is exactly the same. That 5 badge you get at the back of this car is literally because it's got the extra turbo. You can only get a 335D or a 435D in xDrive only. You cannot get it with a rear-wheel drive setup, but you can get the 435i and the 335i with either of those choices. I think it's due to the amount of torque this car produces that you can only get with the xDrive. I think I've talked a lot about practicality on this car. I think it's only fair I do another practicality test with the build of this car, so let's go. So as it's the Touring, electrically operated tailgate, and as you can imagine, it's just so spacious inside. And as always, I'm gonna get in. I mean, I'm not even struggling to get in here, am I? I mean, I could actually live in this car. So, oh, you think this is funny? You think this is funny?
A few minutes later.
All right there, mate?
Yeah, mate, how's it going?
Not bad. You gonna come out?
Nope.
You wanna live there, yeah?
Yep, you listen, you wanna lock me in, you gotta live with it, mate.
12 seconds later.
Alright, bro, go and get out. I ain't the girl.
Nah, mate, you think this is funny? I'm gonna stay in here. I'm sure most of you watching know this car didn't look like this out of the factory. A lot has been done to this car. So let's talk about it from the front. We've got a full carbon splitter. The splitter itself is hydro-dipped in carbon, and we've also got carbon cannons. That is in real carbon. Carbon set of grills, and the BMW badge has a carbon sticker on top of it. At the side of the car, we've got full carbon mirrors. These are real carbon again. Hydro-dipped side skirt. The brake pads and discs and wheels, they're all off an F80 M3. The wheels themselves are from the original M3, the non-competition model. At the back of the car, the owner's not changed the diffuser yet. He's going to get twin exhaust, carbon F1 style rear diffuser with the brake light in the center. We've got the LCI rear lights, which I think look amazing. I really dislike the pre-facelift lights on a 3 Series, full black badges as well. And you might be thinking why he's hydro-dripped certain components, and that's because they make a lot of contact with the road. It wouldn't make sense to have real carbon and it hits a speed bump and it cracks. So it makes sense to just hydro-drip them, and if they break, they're easily replaceable. But he's put real carbon where it matters. I think that's enough talking. It's time to go for a drive. You're finally going to meet the owner, and we'll go from there. So guys, let's give a nice warm welcome to abs_335. Thank you for coming down, man.
No worries. It's always a pleasure, always a pleasure.
Why'd you pick the estate? No, why'd you not get the saloon?
Do you know what it is? It was a bit of a surprise, yeah. I told a friend of mine, let's just go out, and then he came with this car, yeah, and then I literally fell in love with it. The colour, the wheels, the brakes, everything, like, you know, I didn't even expect the power from this car like it naturally had.
You didn't even know it was a twin turbo.
I didn't.
You thought it was a twin scroll. So you've not had the car very long, and whoever had it before you, they're the ones that have done everything apart from the carbon stuff.
Basically, yeah.
And they put the Alcantara wheel on as well that you've got in front of you. They've done everything. The only thing you've done is all the extra nice little stuff, the carbon and
yeah, just to give it that, you know, that look. Yeah. I've done the bits that make it, you know, every time when you get a car, you have to do your bits.
I agree.
To make it
put your own little stamp on it.
Yeah.
And I have to say, on a dull mineral grey car, you've made these little things that make it really pop. You know, I had a 440 on the channel, same thing, silver, such a boring colour. But when you do your little things, you can make everything just pop that little bit more. This car's stance is so mean. I mean, I didn't say it in the mud section, but this car is definitely on coilovers or lowering springs or something. It sits so low to the ground, isn't it? And it's got spaces as well, because those wheels are so flush. Yeah,
no spaces.
Really?
It hasn't got, no spaces.
So you can only get this car with an xDrive. That's the only option with a 35D, 435, 335, whatever you want to look at. It's the only option. If you could get the rear-wheel drive, would you have gotten it?
I prefer the xDrive, I'll be honest with you.
Really?
I wouldn't, even with this one, I want to make it a rear wheel.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do it with
a switch.
I'm going to do it with a switch, yeah. I used to do quite a lot of burnouts and whether this and that.
Yeah, so you need to have that bit of functionality.
I do kind of miss it, you know, like, you know, I do kind of miss that rear wheel drive feeling, so.
I think we've done enough talking, man. I think we know why you bought it and what you've done. The last thing is to just go for it. Now, put the car in sport, gearbox in sport. Now, it's worth mentioning you've got so obviously the car is stage 1. Yeah. The gearbox is mapped as well, right?
Gearbox is mapped as well, yeah. Cool. It's a XHP stage 3 gearbox.
I've been in one of those before, and the shifting is so brutal, like a dual clutch, isn't it?
Yeah,
so let's go for it, man. Oh my God. The torque is unbelievable. Oh my God, you've not even redlined it yet, and it feels like we're pulling so hard. Look, I'm getting strangled to death with my seatbelt as well. And because it's xDrive, it's like there's no element of fear or worry. It's just, God, your brakes are so sharp, man. You're gonna kill me, you know? You got in Sports Plus, so traction control is off to a certain amount, so it's not all the way off, but you're not getting no slip. It's just letting you do its thing. You're gonna launch it now, yeah? So he's gonna launch the car. Building boost, 2,000 revs. I never saw on camera, but I had to do. I swear to God, I don't know how well the camera is picking it up, but the torque is unbelievable. And what's 0 to 60 on these, man?
Stock they come to about 4.8. Not right now.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
This car needs a dyno ASAP. I honestly feel sick because I've been slapped in the chest so many times by my seatbelt. If only diesels could make a nice little song whilst you do it. That would be the only thing this car lacks.
So it's got that little roar to it.
It's got grunt. 100%. The grunt is there. It's just when it redlines, there's just no screaming 6-cylinder noise. I've done this route with other cars before, and I feel like you're crossing it in record time. I really do think that. I feel like because of the way this car is set up, you're able to just cover a lot of ground really quickly.
Yeah. And the round bends as well.
Yeah, you're doing minimal braking through the bends, and I don't think I've done this test route that quickly. This is one massive thing I want to say on camera. You are better off having a BMW 330D or 335D, or basically a 6-cylinder diesel over a 4-cylinder petrol. And I'm not talking about Golf Rs and S3s, we're talking about a C200 and those normal basic engines, those petrol engines. You're not going to get as good fuel economy as one of these, and you're not getting the power. So realistically, if you don't own a performance car, you're better off buying something like this, of course, because this car can do both. First thing I want to say on camera is I hate BMW manual seats. I mean, look at, God, it's literally so hard to get comfortable. Oh my, see, there's 3 levers and I forget which one does what. That's back,
get used to it.
That's back support. Okay, I think I'm comfortable. And that's the thing, I think I'm comfortable. You can't even say it for sure. And already I'm gonna say this, even in comfort, I can feel the torque compared to my petrol car, because it just has that torque, doesn't it? Like, I mean, even now, look.
Quite responsive.
Yeah, you don't realize because obviously you're used to this car. Yeah. But look, even just pulling out that junction, it feels so strong compared to my petrol car. As an M135i owner, from a daily perspective, even without putting your foot down, these diesels are so much more easy to live with. Your steering wheel is very light though. Yeah. Very light. I hope that gets heavier with sport mode. I love the Alcantara steering wheel as well. It gives you that extra bit of grip, isn't it?
That's it, yeah.
Your brakes are a bit hot at the moment, aren't we, after your run? So we're taking it easy on purpose for that reason.
Quite spacious in the back as well.
It is, honestly.
With the armrest and everything. Like,
listen, you know, even between me and you, our elbows aren't touching. Everyone hits my iDrive button as well with their elbow. You can really feel the space difference between a 3 Series and a 1 Series. You can really feel it. This is the perfect size if you've got a small family or, you know, small adults. 5 Series obviously better, but then you need a V8 to move that car fast, you know? Yeah, of course. So something like this is just perfect, man, in terms of size. And yeah, man, look, as a daily driver, you can just soak up so many miles, man. Yeah, you can. The other thing I want to say is, you know, when you thrash a diesel car as well, it still doesn't drink as much as a petrol car when you thrash it. That's the crazy part of it. People always say, like, if you don't do enough miles, you don't get the benefits of diesel. You can drive however you want. The diesel is always more efficient than a petrol. So I really don't get it why people say, unless you do enough miles, you don't get the benefit. Especially when it comes to resale, the diesels usually cost more than the petrol as well. Everything that I thought that it would be is literally like that. It's just so nice and calm, spacious, and the car is so seamless in power. Because it has such low-end torque, you're always in the right gear, aren't you? It just, even if it's short shifts, you're still in the right gear. With the petrol car, there's sometimes when it short shifts and I'm in a high gear with low revs, and sometimes it feels like, it's put me in sports mode and the car's only like turbos have spooled up. Now it is an xDrive model, so it can be pushed hard, and I'm really going for it around that bend, and there's just zero fear. Yeah. Because it's a 4-wheel drive car, I'm gonna give it some B's, and I know this is how Abs drives anyway.
I love it like this. Easy on the brakes.
Yeah, I'm literally decelerating, bro. This car can fly.
I'll be honest, I feel like saying it scares me in the passenger seat a little bit.
Your car's juddering.
Yeah, because it's the discs
the brakes are hot.
Yeah. You're gonna give me a heart attack, that's it.
Look, if I'm making him...
when I'm a passenger, I get it. It doesn't work.
If I can make him feel scared, that says something, because this is the guy who does burnouts everywhere he goes.
You don't. Now I know what my friends feel like, when they're in the passenger.
It's that torque. It's that immediate torque, because, for example, look, day-to-day living, wherever the speed limit is, we get to that speed limit. This car will get to the 60, the 70 just instantly if you put your foot down. Of course. And that's what gives that fear, like, whoa, are we already there? Yeah. So I mean, yeah, man. Why'd you put me back in normal?
I feel sorry for my friends, man. Yesterday I was doing them quite dirty.
See, now you realise. So hopefully
Literally.
now, when Abs's friends tells him, yo, can you just chill out for a little bit?
No, I'm actually gonna chill out.
He's gonna get it,
Yesterday I was
because-
giving it to them.
Because we know when you're behind the driver's seat, you're just enjoying it. It's your passengers that get the
Yeah.
fear. I will always remember driving the S3 that I had on the channel, S3 Wave chest.
Yeah.
When I drove this car, he was telling me to hit the speed limit around the bends. I was like, nah, you're crazy. He switched off traction control. And that's where I fell in love with four-wheel drive cars.
Yeah.
Because you realize that around the bend, you can just do this. I wish I could see your face without the mask on. And I'm going soft on your brakes. I promise you I'm going soft on your brakes. Look, this is all natural deceleration.
Oh, good.
And the other thing I want to mention is I know these roads. I've been down these roads so many times. You know how people say, I'll give you free smoke?
Yeah.
This car literally smokes in your face.
Yeah, it does.
Literally
Yeah.
smokes in your face. If you piss him off, he will pull up in front of you
Yeah.
and he will just launch the car and he will just throw out dirty smoke. You'll have a
Black
nice
smoke.
clean wash and he will just throw some black pollutant all over your car. I mean, look at this road up ahead. Look at this. Look at the way it just bends. No brakes. No brakes.
That's just letting go of the gas.
That's just letting go of the gas. The four-wheel drive just lets you do everything. The only time the four-wheel drive will have a bad effect is when you're going really, really fast.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to turn, because then the four-wheel drive will start fighting with you.
Yeah.
But day-to-day living, remember, this isn't a track weapon. This is the perfect daily driver.
Exactly.
And it works. And I do think it's because of the torque that BMW didn't give it a rear-wheel drive. Like, why can you only get with the xDrive? It has to be that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Saying that the previous 335Ds were rear-wheel drive, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why in this car. This truly is the perfect daily. Proof that SUVs, unless it's a 7-seater, or if you actually go off-road, are unnecessary to our streets. You can be super practical, light-ish, fast with a low center of gravity without being a mammoth taking up an entire lane. And like the unfortunate tale of the mammoth, I want these crossovers and small SUVs to be extinct. SUVs were uncharted territory for general road use. In the last 10 years, some SUVs don't even have four-wheel drive. It's a mockery to the class. Cars like the X1, Q2 and GLA make me want to rip my eyes out when there's so many good estate cars out there that offer so much more at massive savings. This car is the ultimate daily driver for me, and if you're searching for a new car for your growing family, you'll consider an estate over the saloon, and most definitely over an SUV. If your heart's set on a specific car and you require a diesel, get the 6-cylinder if possible. You honestly won't regret. Make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already, and remember to like, share and comment. We'll see you soon for the next one.